Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So for those that are new around here, I'm Billy and this is Steve, and people also know us as the Non-Lost Souls. Now we live full-time in our van that we named Luna. Unfortunately, I'll give you a quick rundown to what's previously just happened. Luna got hit by another van. Luna's now written off. We are now hanging about waiting to find a new van. The insurance has come through. But basically, we are stuck on a drive and have been in the middle of a city. So it's starting to become a little bit confined and a little bit, oh,
Yeah, so just to clarify with some of you guys who've dropped messages and things like that to us, we are not questioning the lifestyle. Van life for us is our life and it will continue. It's just right now, at this moment in time, it's kind of in a limbo, kind of like oh, what's next and what we doing and things like that. And it's just the uncertainty of, finding the right van and things like that. And, there's a lot going on behind the scenes as well for us. But it's just life is just on hold. Someone's hit the pause button, and then we're like, oh, okay, what now?
yeah, kind of feels like you've got cabin fever, isn't it,
Yeah,
after a
it's kind
while?
of like
So, yeah,
claustrophobic kind of.
yeah, where you're so used to just stepping out and just going off and exploring the neighborhood, you're just trapped at the moment, which is fine, but it is starting to take its toll. And so the love for crafts and the projects is just completely gone. We had ideas of coming back
Well,
and doing some projects on Luna because we did have a festival to go to, which was last weekend that we missed. So of course we haven't got those jobs to do. So
and plus also the crafts for the shop and the other bits and pieces we sort of tinker around with.
yeah, it's taken me 1 week to do something that could possibly take me a few hours. There's no motivation. There's no motivation for it at the moment. I just feel like, well, as Steve said, it's a limbo. It's like,
Motivation is kind of gone.
yeah, sleeping
It's,
patterns gone.
yeah, it's kind of very lethargic, very, like you said, cabin fever. It's very, what now? What? And it's like you can't be asked. It's just like we are in the city, and comparing the two from what we normally do, we'd be off grid. We'd stay somewhere for a maximum of a couple of nights, move on, and where we sort of would park up naturally, maybe in a wooded area, we go explore the woods, massive long walks and things like that. We'd be on coastal areas so we can walk cliff edges and beaches, you know, in the great outdoors. And, we are trapped in the city. We have things like, oh, look, here's the number 10 bus going past every 20 minutes. It's all school run time. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. They're all dropping their kids off. It's,
Yeah,
it's kind of very different to what we know or
yeah,
what used to be, but we've kind of forgotten, and we're petrified of slipping back into society because it could happen so easily, and
yeah. I
we're
think,
not those. But yeah, it's from what we know is a real full-time van life. We're out and about in nature.
yeah, I think when you live off grid for years
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you're thrown back into society, it's suffocating.
yeah,
It suffocates you, and there's just people everywhere and there's noise everywhere. And where originally you were reset and more open to the elements and your chosen path,
I mean, we could be
you're
in
becoming
places.
very, very suppressed,
Yeah,
and that plays a massive part on your mental health. And we're very positive
yeah,
people,
but you can feel it nibbling away.
but even as positive people, yeah, you can feel it nibbling away. It's
Mm.
very hard to go outside and meditate with a
Yeah.
city that is constantly swirling around like a
And
hurricane.
again, as some of you guys know, we've had a few health issues with Patch, and he's got his heart murmur and such. So when we were out in nature, we'd be doing a lot of long walks. But when we were in Scotland, some of the walks were like almost 3 hours long, if not longer. And he was doing amazing. But here, he's struggling. He's living life. To be fair, he's just sleeping a lot and thinking, "Oh, this is brilliant. No rattling of a van and looking down and setting up and where are we today?" But he's just kind of like, maybe he's depressed like us. Who knows? But he
Mm.
can't walk as far as he did. So again, that's taking a burden on him and possibly us, because we're going like, oh, he doesn't really need a walk. And even though there are a few walks around this area, he doesn't want to do it, so we won't. It's kind of,
Well, he'll go up the road a little bit, and then that's it. He's done.
yeah.
And
We
it
carry him
kind
a bit
of,
and go
yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah. But we won't leave him on his own. So, I mean, he's doing really well. So don't worry about patches on tablets and medication. And he is doing really well. It's just that obviously he's old now,
yeah,
so his lifestyle's taken a step down. So we
yeah.
have to look into prams and buggies for him, because we don't want to stop our way of life or Patch enjoying that way of life.
No.
So, but yeah, and as for a van update, hopefully Sunday,
Fingers crossed.
we have got quite a bit of a journey, which is very ironic because we are driving back down to where the crash originally happened. Funny enough, not too far away.
Day trip, road trip.
To see a van. It sounds very, very promising. So, fingers crossed that this is the one. It does have a little bit of work to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got it's got quite a few things wrong with it. But on a positive note, it's an LT35 Luton van. So
yeah,
yes, it needs things doing to it, but we've been told by our mechanic guy friend dude that we can pretty much rob everything from Una. Yeah. So there's things like the gearbox, clutch, exhaust. Brand new exhaust like a few months ago.
And the gearbox.
We got like 4 good tires on this van. We can put onto that. There's loads of things that we can basically take out of this to put onto that. So that's what we're feeling very optimistic about it, aren't we? Really?
Yeah, I mean, Vanlife isn't just Instagram posts and everything being beautiful. It is shit. It can be shit at times, and there are a few of you that are stuck at the side of the road, even as we speak. A friend of ours, Kate, she lives in a motorhome, and she's been stuck at the side of the road because her engine's completely gone.
Knackered, dead,
and I think she may be starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, JD was on the roadside
for a long, long time.
We've got to a stage where Monday shop day is a day out. I mean, he's like, whoa, where are we going today? Lidl. Whoa, let's go everywhere. Let's go Lidl.
It does feel like a day out.
It does feel a day out. And if we're really crazy, we want to go a bit beyond our means, we can pop into Sainsbury's as well. It's like all the choices for choices.
But guys, right, let's push all that woe and depression to the side. There's a flip side. So while we have been stagnant and probably not doing much, we have been working behind the scenes how our next van, because we're pretty convinced it's going to be a Luton, so we have been designing how we would like
there's so many
next van
choices
to look like. So we've got I know, like we did with this one, we'll get in the back of the van and all that could be swiped away and this is how it's going to be. But we've got some amazing ideas, haven't we? So I guess that keeps everything, and the positivity keeps it back up there, and it brings you back down and it grounds you a little bit more, rather than just wallowing in self-pity, because it's not the end of van life.
No.
There are some people out there that says it's the most amazing thing and nothing ever goes wrong. They don't get the knock. Their van goes on forever and ever. That's lies, because all of us at some point who live full time in a van will have some sort of issue.
Like those who live in a house, at some point your washing machine's going to break, your boiler's going to break, things are going to happen in your house, your drains are going to block, and things like that. Things are going to happen in your house. So if you live full time in the van, obviously things are going to happen in your van. It's not all sunsets and unicorns and rainbows and stuff like that. But like
most
we said,
of the time.
most of the time it's not. No, sometimes it is. Yeah. But we're still here. We still got hope. We're still together.
We're still together.
And we're moving forward. We're feeling optimistic. We're feeling, okay. This is just a bit of a lull at the moment kind of thing. But we hope, as soon as we get a new van, whether it's this one or we carry on the search, that, we will, have some energy back, because, day on, day in, day out, we're going to be building it.
Well, especially for me, some days has been pretty tough because I'm in a neighbourhood that I'm not used to. There's only so much city street walking you can do. But I will say this though, there's one advantage to living in a city. You see foxes. Yeah. I have been all over this island, right? Haven't we?
Yeah.
Not seen a wild fox anywhere. Come here. I see 2 trot past me. Not one.
They were just outside, staring at Patch, thinking, "Oh, hello."
And everyone that knows me knows I love a fox. But yeah, so there is some advantages.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to or finishing this video, we will be going to see. Could be the new Luna 2. Not that that's a name, just saying. But we're going to see the new Luna 2 possibly on Sunday. And of course, we'll be taking you guys along with us. We don't know whether it will make a video on Sunday because of time restrictions and stuff like that. But if there's a chance, there might be a live. If we're driving back in the new van, we might do a live. We don't know what the signal will be like because obviously we haven't got our Wi-Fi hub and things like that. But we could do things like that, or we might have a video. We don't know. It might be the one. It might be a disaster. We might get there and go, "Oh, how disappointing."
I think we've got a sneaky suspicion it's the one. I think you've had your eye on it for a while now.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones I saw when I said, I love the LT35. The engine in the LT35 goes on and on if they're looked after. It's got less mileage than Luna by about 40,000. So it's all positive. Plus, if anything went a bit tits up, we've got another engine for Luna, the new van. So it's all the pros for me. Just got to hope the chassis isn't just rotted away, really.
But we're really lucky because we got the payout that we wanted. So we have got a contingency to allow for any work that needs to be done, haven't we? So, but yeah, and of course we've saved money because obviously bits of Luna will be put into the new van. Which, by the way, we have thought of a new name, haven't we?
We have thought of a new name.
Stuart, I'm really sorry, but we've changed that name because a certain YouTuber is naming their van that. So it was...
Yeah, we couldn't possibly name it as they've named theirs.
No.
But
which shocks me because what
could be called?
But it's such an unusual name, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody that, I didn't have a clue was into that. So maybe they're watching our live once because we talked about it in our live.
But yeah, so we're going to leave this video here. So that was just, like I said, a brief update to keep so you all know where we are. We're still here, still together, still living the best life. So until next time, stay wild, stay free,
stay non-lost, and safe travels.